Why would she put me up first? Hello, everyone. There she.
Hello.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's not fun. That's not nice, is it?
I always do that. I always do that. But welcome to another Saturday night Shadow Whispers in the Night. We have changed from Friday back to Saturdays because I've been, a little AWOL, but now we're back on Saturdays. Woohoo! Nando, where's your woohoo?
That's great. I didn't realize you changed it. I didn't realize you've changed it from a Friday to a Saturday. So
Well, I did for a little while. But no, I just decided to go back to my Saturdays because I had things to do and stuff to do and whatnot. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a long time since we've done something like this, hasn't
Has
it?
been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Are
But
you
yeah,
ready? Are
as
you
long as you're
ready?
going to be nice, then I'm good.
Always
Be
nice.
nice.
Are you ready for Jenny's questions?
Yeah.
Jenny's conversations.
Jenny's weird and wonderful conversations.
Yes. Oh, Pamela, you made it. Hey, Pamela. Hope you
Yeah.
got some sleep. I hope you got some sleep. I did a little bit. It was very late going to bed, but I had a little nap. I had a little sleep, but I got to bed late. But it's okay. Hope you're well. Enjoy the show. Nando, how was your
Hello.
day? How was your day?
It's been good. It's the weekend, so it's all about what the kids want to do, and
Yeah.
just make sure they're happy. So yeah, it's been all right. I've just spent the day with the boys. Took Rocco to get his hair cut, which is a
Fabulous.
very a very serious thing with Rocco because he doesn't
No.
go to anyone. He's got a specific barber style, and
That's the
30 quid
thing.
later, 30 quid later,
30?
yeah, yeah,
Is it 30?
with it. Yeah, with his the kind of hair he has and then he likes his little products to put on his hair afterwards to make it
Okay,
look cool.
right.
So
Well, I've seen his
other
hair.
than that,
I seen it earlier and I love it. I love his hair. I think it's fabulous.
yeah.
Um,
But did you know? So I learned today. So I wanted to take Gino with us as well to get his hair cut, and he was like, "Dad, I want a specific style." And I was like, "Okay, what do you want?" I want to get my hair permed. And I was like, "Gino, that's what women do. That's what." Do you know it's a thing that men and boys can have their hair done where it goes all? I
yes,
didn't know. I didn't know. So I had to message my sister-in-law to
right.
be, right, and because she's a hairdresser, and I was
Okay,
like, is this an actual thing? And she sent me a picture of loads of men getting their hair permed.
yes.
So he's gonna look like a bloody Brillo pad, having all his hair curly. But
It will look lovely on him. It will look lovely.
yeah, I know.
Short hair, so it's going to be lovely and curly on top. I remember when I got my first perm and I dyed my hair black because I'm upset. Listen, I have a tattoo of Michael Jackson on my leg. And well, hello. Well, how are you? How are you, Susan? Are you well? Hope you're well. Glad to see you here. Um, when I was younger, and like I said, I have a tattoo of Michael Jackson on my leg. So obviously, I love Michael Jackson. But I was in school and I had dyed my hair black and I had permed it. You should have seen it. Shimon.
I was just about to do that. But then, do you know what? Getting on like with going off conversation already, but Michael Jackson, there's a big conspiracy around his life, isn't there? And you know,
Yes, yes.
and do you know it's quite funny that you because we were talking about Michael Jackson the other day. Did he or didn't he? What's your opinion on with the
Oh,
children?
oh,
Your opinion.
oh, Jesus. That's it. Now, I normally throw you these questions.
But you know, I thought I'll get there first. So let's
You little shit.
because as you said, you were a big fan of his music, and
Yes.
undeniably, his music was you can't fault his music
Yeah.
from the day he started to when he ended his career. When
Right.
he sadly
Yeah.
passed away, undeniably great music. But as a person behind closed doors, do you think he was something
Oh God, I don't
different?
know if I should tell you what I think because then I would have people coming for me. But
Are we
www.
trying? Am I throwing a bit of a curveball here, where you're trying to?
What you have, and it's not like we kind of like to, kind of walk around a question. But oh gee, listen. You're in trouble now, mister. We're going to talk about religion now, aren't we?
Whoa. But no, it was just it's funny because you mentioned him, you know, and we were having that conversation the other day, and you know, and I was at my parents, and it was a split, you know, with what people were saying, and then Sarah and my stepdad, they were going into full conversation, you know, about, you know, and really like they were like she reckons yes, he reckons no, you know, so but yeah, but it'll be good to see what you think, Jenny. You still haven't answered my question.
I'm going to. I think. Oh, Jenny, do tell. Okay, I will. And this question was put to me when I was younger by my sister, and you know, I kind of, you know, when I'm talking about Nando, where I kind of have a little of experience of that side of life. Yeah. And so the question was to me when I was younger was, Jenny, you're a fan of him, but you hear the stories of what he's done, and, you know, something similar happened to you too and whatnot. And who do you side? Because God forbid if I sided with Michael Jackson, but yet kind of things, you know, whatever with me. And I would say he didn't. I do think what he's done wrong was to have anyone sharing his room with him. But I don't think that he did. I genuinely don't think that he did.
And that was the thing that we said. And one of the things I turned around and said, do you think he connected so well with the children? Not because of anything malice or anything untoward, because he didn't have a childhood. If you look back in the history of the Jackson 5, their father was very strict with them. It was performance. And the amount of rehearsals they did, if they did something wrong, they had to keep going. So do you think it was because he never had an opportunity to have a childhood, but later on in life, he was still a child at heart because he never had the upbringing, like your kids now and my kids. Look at them; they're having a childhood. They're growing into because they've been given that opportunity without a rigid, strict. Do you know what I mean? Compared to what his life was. So, but like I said to Sarah the other day, the problem with this is no one's really going to know 100% what's true and what wasn't. No. Because some of the people that went to court, like that dancer, what's his name?
Oh, there was a dancer. Money. Yeah, but you see, once he paid out to Geordie Chandelier, once he paid out, they went away. But if you're any kind of parent, no money is worth your childhood. Yeah. So, but they were happy to take the money. And there was another two older guys, and they were doing the interview, but they were smiling and laughing during the interview. And I'm sure they got older and, you know, they were a little bit used to talking about it. But it was all money. It's all being paid out. Some people did say as well, why would he go to court? Why would he pay the family this money? I think it's just to get rid of them. Just get off my case, get off my back. And I'm sorry, this subject is a little controversial, but, you know, it has to be talked about sometimes.
Do you know what? It is funny to sit here and watch you, Jenny, like getting a bit tongue-tied, and because you've always got something to say. You've always and you're
Michael Jackson tattoo. Now, the first concert I ever went to see was I have a Michael Jackson tattoo on my leg. Yeah, I really do.
I didn't realize you were being serious.
Oh, I promise you, I got it done up in the north of Ireland. It's an M and a J, and they're both joined together, so the M and J look like they're the same. And then so the M, and then the other side of the M, it continues on down like a J, and there's a music note hanging off it. So it's MJ.
That's cool.
I have it on the side of my leg. I would show you, but I didn't shave my legs today. So, and I'm wearing my pajamas. So no.
Well, we'll leave that. We'll leave that. But yeah, it was just interesting to see your thoughts on it. Then, as a fan that you've grown up watching him, and
I think he didn't. But I will say, I know when he was my very first concert that I ever went to see. I've seen him twice in concert in Dublin, and he was the very first concert I ever went to see. I remember everything in Lansdowne Road like it was yesterday, and I remember my sister had to slap me in the face because I was one of those people that was going to faint, because I was like, it's not really him. It's not him. It couldn't be him. This is not the Michael Jackson. It couldn't be him. She goes, it is. And she, you know, had to slap me in the face, and not hard, but enough to kind of like take me out of my moment, you know, because he jumped from the stage floor and there he was, and it was bloody brilliant. And then I went to see him again in Dublin with my twin, and we had a little, you know, we had a few drinks before the concert and whatnot. And the first thing he did when he went on stage, the first thing I did when he went on stage was, God's sake, the minute he came on the stage, you know, there was Jenny, and I think it was just the excitement and whatnot. But yes, and I find this very bloody hilarious when his mansion Neverland and they caught his shadow walking by in his Neverland. Ranch.
I think I've seen a video like that on YouTube.
Listen, I'll try and take a hairy legs are back in style. Let me have a look now. let me just check. Hold on. I can take a picture of it and put that up on the camera. But I'm very bad at taking pictures, but let me see. Okay. I'll try and take a picture of it, but I'm very bad at taking stuff. Okay, hold on. We put on background music until I get this done. Oh, Nando, you keep talking.
What do you want me to talk about?
Anything.
So by the time Jenny gets the picture, the show will be over, people. So I hope you've enjoyed. But no, I'm enjoying it. But how's everyone doing in the audience? I hope everyone's well.
I have it.
Oh, you have it. That was quicker than I thought.
I had it on a 5-second timer, so I, you know, had it ready. But this is my Michael Jackson tattoo.
Oh, I do like the way you got the notes hanging off the J. That's cool.
Die Hard, Michael Jackson.
So before we go on to your questions, your favourite Michael Jackson song?
There is too many. You okay? Yeah, I'm live, Jessica. Hold on. Give me 1 second, lovey. Yeah, they just come in when I'm doing a live. Just stay there, Jessica. Hold on, love. Favorite Michael Jackson song is oh God, Nando. There's not a song that doesn't come on that I don't know and I don't love. I love Human Nature.
There's got to be that one that really like ticks all the boxes for you.
Human Nature. And Liberian Girl. And hold on, JJ. Listen, there's loads. Have you seen My Childhood? Oh my God, what a song. What a song. Have you seen My Childhood? Jeremy, we're back on Saturday. How you doing? Have you seen My Childhood was a very, very good song. Love it. Love it.
Oh, okay.
What about you?
Yeah, there's one song that sticks out to me. He was really ill, and he had to go into like the neonatal unit. And Sarah was released from the hospital a week before he was allowed to come home. Anyway, so they said, Sarah, you need to go home. He's staying here. Now, we got in the car, and as we were driving, we felt so bad leaving our son in the hospital on his own.
Yeah.
And then the song "You're Not Alone" come on the way home by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, get me started.
We're driving, and we're both bawling our bloody eyes out, like really, like. And you know, but the funny thing is, we couldn't switch the song off. Do you know what I mean? We listened to it all the way through, but every time we hear that song now, it sort of takes us back to that moment that you know. So that sticks out. But what other song? Do you know? There's so many songs that he's done. I do like the song. I can't remember the title, but he did a song with Paul McCartney as well from the Beatles. Was it? Yeah. I do like Stay Safe.
There's not a song that I don't know. There's not a song I don't know. Do you want me to sing it?
And I like the movie sort of thing that he did with a number of his different songs. Moonwalker. Have you ever seen that?
How dare you ask me that question? Have I ever seen it?
So I like that. And Smooth Criminal's got to be up there with one of his best songs, Smooth Criminal.
Ghost.
And the video. Yeah. I still
Ghost.
think like Smooth. And
Well,
You
I
Rock
have
My World. You Rock My World with
yes,
when he got Chris Tucker
I
in
love
there
the
as well.
old album Off the Wall, but Ghost, I have it on the Wii, and I, the dance wheel,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah.
and Ghost was on it, and listen, I perfected that dance when I went and bought his tickets, and hold on, my love, Jessica's still here now. I know she's going to say something to me. Huh? Just talk for a second, Nando. I just have to find out what.
You know, it's hard. What do you say when you can't see anyone's comments? But, put some comments in there. Let us know how you're doing.
Sorry.
There we go.
May, this is Miss May. Myself and Neil are going to see May on the 26th. Cannot wait. It's going to be fun. We were talking earlier on video, and I was teaching her my Irish. Not teaching her. I don't have to teach her. No, she's fluent in Irish. But I was telling her my Irish, my language in Irish. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, go on then.
Really? Now I don't know. I can't say it because there's a language in it.
Okay, well let's not do it then.
I can hear May, saying, "Say it." Kind of like it's an Irish thing. But I'll do it later. I'll do it before the end of the show. I'll do it at the end of the show. I'll do it at the end of the show. Well, myself and Neil are doing the tour for me next year, Bram Stoker's Tour of Ireland. We're doing it. Look at that. That's how the Irish people say, yeah. So I'm going to pass it. Okay, so she's saying, go on. Okay, will I say it? So say this is an Irish mother, right? Listen, sorry, Jeremy, sorry, because I know everything, is PG, but sorry. So say if your mother has to get you up out of bed or get you out of the house, or you're talking too much. Okay, so I'm going to teach you the Irish, right? Get up the fuck, get in the fuck, shut up the fuck. Oh Lord!
Okay.
Seriously, get up the fuck. Shut up the fuck. That's what we say. Look,
mental. You are mental.
Bit of it. Yeah. That's how some Irish people say yes. We always go yes backwards.
Okay.
So did you see a man walking down the road? Do you know Paddy down the road? I'm going to pass out in a second now because I'm taking my breath away.
Have you got your inhaler with you?
Yeah, it's in my bag beside me. Myself and Neil have gone over Secret Ireland tours that May owns and runs, and so that's why myself and Neil are doing the tour next June, the 25th. Don't bloody kill me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm not wrong. I think the 15th or the 25th, but I know there's a 5 in it. Oh, look now, May. Look what what's that? Amandan. What's that? Amadan? Oh, I was thinking of Amantai. We used to always say it, Amantai. Amantai, great. Amantai. Like, it's like, aren't I? Or something like that. Amantai. One more thing. Do you like his newest music? Which one? Oh, Michael Jackson's? Yeah. I have all his albums. All of them. It's the
I think it's like I said, there's no music of Michael Jackson that you can say was actually bad. I think all his music was
you just said
was really good.
Shimon.
But yeah, that was a good start, asking you questions and
I tell you, it's not often you get me quiet. It's not often that you have me, look at my face is even going, is my face red because it looks red in camera? But Nando had asked me a question at the beginning of the show, and I'll fill you in with it later. But it kind of caught me off guard. So well done, you, Nando. Now it's my turn.
Okay.
You.
Oh, let's go then. Let's see.
Right.
Let's see.
Nando, I know nothing about you. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, how you started off.
So, if no one's seen me before, I'm part of a team called Portal to the Paranormal here in the UK, the south part of the UK in Southampton, Hampshire area. And yeah, we're a paranormal investigation team that go out to locations across the UK, like everyone really, trying to evidence and trying to capture potential paranormal activity, see what's true, what isn't true. And for me, getting into this it's funny because I've said this to you before, Jenny.
Mm.
Sarah has been in the field a lot longer than I have, and she used to go out with a team. Oh, something happened?
No, sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm just catching on to what Lawrence had said. And then what May said, what it translated for, it's the Irish for fool. Amadan. So I'm going to use
So that means
now.
fool in Irish, does it?
Amadan.
Amadan. So I can say that to Sarah and she won't have a clue what this means.
She'll be watching this later.
That's stupid. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, Sarah was in it a lot longer than I was, and I used to sort of shy away from it all. It wasn't my thing. It wasn't, and I even used to use the term as you're going to go and play Ghostbusters with your friends, because you don't sort of, as a child, I can remember certain things happening, seeing apparitions of my family member, my grandmother.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't until I was at home one evening, so the kids were in bed, Sarah was in bed, and I was downstairs watching TV. And do you know those big, like, heavy duty doors, like with the big handles? You really got to knock it down to open the door.
Yep.
So no gush of wind is going to open it. Once it's closed, it's closed. Well, this door flew open, and a full apparition of my grandfather walked in and sat next to me. Now, some people have said, well, were you asleep? And I can say, no, I wasn't, because I've never run upstairs, and I'm quite a big person, and I've never run upstairs so quickly in my life, to tell Sarah what had happened, And it was from that moment where I realised, there is something more, because I think as you're growing up as kids, you hear the term of, your imaginary friends, where now I think, were they really just imaginary friends, or could that have been something more? Could I have been seeing more than I thought? So you sort of grow up and you sort of put it down to what you're told. But then when you have those experiences later on in life, when you're an adult, and it sort of leaves that big question mark, what is going on? What is
Right.
So then during COVID, Dan started Portal to the Paranormal. And he said, look, do you want to be part of the team? Now, initially, it was me looking for locations for the team to go and investigate.
Okay.
But then the more they were going out, the more they were doing that, I wanted to go and see how it's done, learn about the equipment. And that's where the passion has sort of grown, because there's stuff that has happened that you can really put down to the kind of environment that you're in, the building, but then there's other things that I still sit here and I think, how did that actually happen? So,
Right.
and it's just grown from there. And then, it's just been an ongoing, like a journey. You're documenting a lot of stuff. You're working out what works for you, what doesn't work, what you like, what you don't like, and it's just from there. And do you know what? It's a really good way to socialize with people as well. A common ground that you have that automatic connection with people, and you can have a really good time doing it as well.
You work hard and you play hard.
Say again?
You work hard and you play hard, but it's good to get out and, like you said, to do the investigations and a common interest with other people. And it's the adrenaline rush as well, but it's also investigation and researching of why we're doing what we do and what we're looking for.
Yeah. There is the important side of it, because we're trying to document, is there something more after our time here is done?
Absolutely.
Is there another place that we go to? And a lot of it is assumption work. We can't guarantee what's going to happen until we pass on and go to the next place or whatever. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, do you think there is an afterlife?
Yes.
Me too. Yeah.
I strong, and the reason I say that, and my belief is not based on what people have told me, not what I've seen on TV. Mine
Right.
is based on what I've personally experienced. Like,
Yeah.
you know, June last year, or was it June before? Not last year, the year before. I was rushed into hospital with 2 blood clots in my lungs.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing is, I passed out on the sofa, like sort of I was in and out of consciousness. But
Mm-hmm.
Sarah said all the way through it, I kept saying that my granddad's with me. Um, you know, and then every time something happens in my life that is a bit testing, shall we say, you
Right.
know, the one thing that I can guarantee is like I don't believe I have any kind of psychic abilities, but every time something happens to me that I'm ill or something's got me really down, I get the sense of my granddad being there because he smoked tobacco that had a very distinctive smell, and the licorice papers as well.
Yes.
You know, and like I said, when I was ill, I turned to Sarah saying, "Don't worry, my granddad said everything's going to be okay," and I was okay. You know, I recovered, and everything was all right. You know, so I believe when we pass on, we still have that ability to go to the next place, but come back when we want to.
Yeah.
I think there's a choice. These spirits choose to come back and go whenever they please. I don't necessarily believe that they're grounded to a certain place or a certain, you know, I think they have the ability to move to where they want to be, in my opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's interesting. What do you think of this the word earthbound? Earthbound. Like, do you think these people cannot move on? Or I know I
See,
went to meetings before and they
see,
said the XY said is earthbound.
so, so I bet again, what I think is spirits can be earthbound, that they're stuck here, but because they choose to stay here. I don't
Okay.
think they're earthbound because they can't go anywhere. I
Right.
think I still think that these spirits have the ability to choose what they want to do, and if they want to stick around, because you know, let's imagine like now, if you're feeling a bit down and you know you need to get away from certain things, you would go to a place that makes you feel quite at peace with everything. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me, if I was to need to go somewhere, for example, I've gone to my grandparents' grave, you know, because
Mhm.
I know my grandparents are there, my auntie's there, and I was very close to my grandfather, especially,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
my auntie. So I think as spirits, you know, you're drawn to certain places to where you felt most comfortable and most at peace. So I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
that's where the way I would use the term earthbound is they're choosing to stick to one
Okay.
certain place. I don't believe that there's something that grounds them there that stops them from being, you know, even
Right.
if they were a bad people, at the end of the day, you know, I do believe even with evil people, they've suffered at the end of their life, whatever way they go.
Mm-hmm.
But when you move on, you know, but again, the other thing is the twist of it is when you think you've come across quite an aggressive spirit,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they don't change. But I think that's all choice. They choose to move on and still be that horrible person. It's all about choices, and I think we get that choice as we pass on as well.
Do you think the people stay the same as they were alive on Earth? Do you think, because this is what I think. I'll jump in here for a second. So this is what I
Okay.
think. But I think they're the same people. Well, I think they're the same people. I know one person had moved on and wasn't a very good person in life. My life wasn't a very good person. And then people said, oh, you know, Jen, he's moved on. He's moved on. You know, he passed away. And I'm like, and because I'm very realistic. I'm very realistic. I don't turn all holy because someone that I knew passed away. I'm very realistic about it. And he apparently could not move on until I could forgive him. And I'm not going to pretend and say, oh, okay, I forgive because I must, because you're a spirit. I'm kind of like, well, you know, and I know people probably give out to me and so on, but this is my feelings, my thoughts, and maybe I need to rethink things and whatever. But this is my experience with this person.
Mm.
I will lie to myself if I forgive you because it's not my truth. So
Yeah, no.
it's not my truth. So I chose to forget about it. And now this person owes me a favor because they've moved on, but yet this person would see me every day. You know, I'd have to pass the house and they'd see me every day, but no, they'd always hide behind the car or hide behind the curtains and could never come out and say hi to me or talk to my children and whatnot. They just didn't. So now I'm expected to forgive and let them move on because they'll do it. But I have to be very honest with myself. I am not there. There's too much water under the bridge for me to do that.
Mm.
And I know people will probably say to me, you should move on. You should forgive. I have moved on since I was younger. I just don't have it in me. So
But then that's the thing. That's a choice that people have to respect. Like,
right.
you know, when you're saying about spirits can't move on, I do believe some spirits, when we do pass on, if you pass on with a lot of left guilt, it will make it hard for you to rest. Because as a living person, if you've done something wrong to someone, it does make it quite difficult to get on with your day at times, you know, because you've got that in your mind and you're like, how can I put this right? And you know, and it's got to be the same when you pass on, because let's be honest, a lot of the spirits are quite intelligent when we do get those responses and we do have that interaction, you know. So if they're able to do that, I do believe, you know, if they've got unfinished business, it makes it sort of hard. How can you go and be at peace? But then getting into religion a little bit, you know. You know, I do remember when we went to, because we used to go to Sunday church, and they, you know, and all the younger lot would go in the back and they would do like sort of talks and that. And I never forget, like, there was a lady there that she would say, when you pass away, you know, you will be faced to
judgment,
to admit your wrongdoing. Yeah, you meet your maker. That's another phrase I think a lot of people use, don't they? You know, is it possible that certain spirit they will be like told, do you regret? Are you remorseful? If you are and you're genuine, there you go. You move on to the next state. You know, there's so many different things, especially when you tie in religion and you look there. You know, because but then people say when you've done something wrong, you can go to church, go to confession, and that wipes your sins away. You know, and you know, does that clear you completely? I think it depends on the person.
Well, that's it. And it depends on what sins they have, because some sins are pretty bad that they cannot just be passed over. They cannot just be passed over. And I say, now you want forgiveness. And I know I'm going to sound horrible when I say it's too little too late. What about that person who has been wronged by this person? So you go to confessions and, you know, say 10 Hail Marys and 5 Our Fathers and so on, and then you're forgiven. What happens to that person that was wronged by this person? What happens?
That's the thing. That's it. We can speculate on a lot of that on that ground. Is you know how things are passed. So I do think there's a lot more when we do pass on, and I do believe there's a lot more choice than being grounded and earthbound. I do think these spirits get a lot more choice, but again, you know, we're never going to know for sure. Like, one thing I like to say to a lot of people when I talk to them, none of us are experts in this field, because we can only go with what we see, what we document. But getting to the next stage of life, we're not going to know for sure until we take that journey. You know,
that's very true.
It's a hard one.
But we also have my camera's blurry again because I moved. We also have the experience of, say, the investigations we've done, and say, you know, why am I blurry?
Because we started talking about religion. Didn't like it. But no.
Probably. Okay. Might come through. I don't know, but I will in a second. Bloody hell, I forgot what I was going to say now. I remember
about when we were out on investigations and.
Oh gosh, yeah. Sorry, thank you. When we have, like, you know, I love my audio. I loved EVP work and so on and so on. And when you know you're in a room by yourself, but you get best audio. I don't know why my camera's doing that for me. I don't know why. But I remember sitting here one night and I had the recorder out, and I'm going to try and get my camera to fix itself. I don't know why. Sorry, excuse me. I have hay fever, and it's the bane of my life in the summertime. I'm bloody everything for it. But yes, I was sitting here one night, and I took my recorder out, and I was saying, like, I know you're here. I've seen you a few times. I know you're here, yada, yada, yada. And you've made noises and sounds and whatnot. And then I heard this name. It was like a DVP, like Jenny. But you'll hear me on the audio, and I still have that audio saved in a file. And you heard me saying, did you say something? And I actually stuttered. I said, were you trying to say something? Because I heard him, a man. And then I have it on my audio. And then, excuse me, hold on. I don't know why my camera's acting up like that. I really don't. But and then there's one night I was doing a show, say 2 or 3 in the morning in America, and I have that video as well. There was 5 or 6 of us on a panel, and then I heard nothing beforehand, but I just heard Jenny.
Wow!
And the look in my face just dropped. And everyone else kept talking, like, they heard nothing. And I'm like, and I went to say something, and I didn't say it because I thought if they had have heard it, they would have probably said it. And you could see their faces and so on. But when I listen back to it, you can hear the static coming in. The static, the electricity static.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a different sound coming in. And then you can hear this breathing. Jenny. And it was just that. And then in locations I've been to before, and some here I am, I'm back. Oh, there you go. Thanks for bringing me back. But on one location I've been to for the first time ever, I go back, go home and listen to audio, and you'll hear the Jenny over my shoulder. So there was someone with me all the time. I was told it was this certain person that was, in the one I find it hard to forgive him. I find it very hard to forgive him. I don't want to give him a green pass and a green ticket, off you go after you've made a shit of life. I don't want to give him a green, get out of jail free card. And I know someone as well, Jenny, you're holding on to yourself and not him, and yada, yada, yada. And that's something that I will work with. And then I can just say, I get the feck out of my house, and, feck off and get out of my house. And she won, there's your bloody get out of jail card and whatever. But I remember going to an amazing medium. Now, I like mediums. You have to get you have to get the right one. I'm not all for every medium, trust and believe. But there was these 2 sisters in Drogheda. And I went to them one time, and one of them blew my mind. And I'm very hard to be convinced. But she blew my mind, and she writes everything down. Now, she's the handwriting of a doctor. So you have to have a good memory and remember what she said. But she had said everything. And I'm like, what the frick? And then I went to see her 8 years later because I was very nervous of seeing her again. But I just was curious again to see her. So I went to her again, and I wanted to record it, but she wouldn't allow me. Which I probably should have, but I knew if I did turn it on, she'd probably know that I turned it on, or the spirits will tell her, hey, she's got a recorder in her pocket.
It's fun. It's funny because when it comes to psychic mediums, I've spoken to a few on our podcast, and I've always been a bit wary, because the thing you got to be careful. And I'm not saying this is all mediums, because I do believe now there are some genuine mediums out there. But sometimes you got to be careful because they look at the body language. If they hit on something and then you suddenly make a movement, they know.
Yeah.
Because it's your mind reacting to something that they think. But right. I had a private reading done by Rob Thompson last year.
Okay.
Yeah, Sarah booked it in as a surprise for me. Right.
Okay.
So he come and sat me down. He's a really nice guy. Firstly, I just want to put out there, he is a really nice guy.
He's doing the Irish tour for the Secret. But the tour with me in October of 25. He's coming over to Ireland to do the Secret Ireland tours.
You know, really nice guy, really down to earth. And he was asking me, what do you think about mediums? And I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm on the fence. You know, I don't know. You know, and that's the thing with me. If I don't know something, I'm not going to sit here and just nod and say, yeah. And anyway, so he was explaining about what he was going to do, right? And me being a very closed book, you know, I was like, no, I was just giving them a like, yes, no, whatever. Right, you know, keeping it very, very, very basic. And I was like, look, can I record this as well? And he was like, yeah, fine. So I was recording as he was talking. Anyway, so we're getting into it. And he was like, straight away. Now, I think a lot of people, when they go into it, they have that one person that they want to connect with. I think for me, I wanted to connect with my grandfather.
Yeah, Rob Thompson is doing a tour with us in Halloween 2025. Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, have a laugh on it. You know, but straight away he turned around and said,
with me.
He said straight away, there's a male figure coming through. You know, and I'm like keeping my cool. And he's like, he's bold. And I'm like, my granddad wasn't bold. Very English person. Well, I'm Italian. So I'm thinking, so the alarm bells are going off and I'm thinking, this ain't going this ain't going nowhere. You know, this is not going to work. And he was like, he knew you at school. And I was like, school? Okay. And then out of nowhere, he gave the teacher's name, Norman Ellis. Now, I've never referenced this teacher to Sarah in the 15 years that we've been together. But Rob was able to tell me what he was most known for with me. So we did a course where we used to go in school. We used to go out on the powerboats. It was like a special course that I got onto.
Yeah.
And he even made a reference that he was originally head of year 9 and he retired. And I was like, one of the things I said was, finally, we got rid of you. And he come back. And Rob Thompson used those exact lines in this reading. And I was sat there like my tongue, like honestly, it just blew me away. Because again, I've never referenced this guy on Facebook for him to be able to find him. I've never even So Sarah was like, how was that? And I was like, well, I didn't get the person that I wanted to, but he said Norman, Mr. Ellis. I can't say Norman because it sounds wrong because he was a teacher. But he was like, Mr. Ellis is always there watching you. He was aware that he was aware of things that I've had gone through that Rob Thompson would not have known because it's personal. And I'll tell you what, I listened to the recording still and I think, Jesus Christ, it blew me away. And that was the first time I would honestly say that I believe in a medium, you know, because how would he have known it?
You'll get far and few in between of the genuine one, really. And it was the same with the one that I went to, and it took me 8 years to go back to her. And I wish you would have let me to use my recorder, because you never know if you could pick up their voices on your recorder. So again, I had to go bloody handwriting again, which is just doctor's writing, terrible scribble. And she had so many things to say that kind of blew the shit out of me. And all I wanted to do was dissect her brain. Like she gave me a name. Only I knew that it wasn't on social media. I wouldn't have said anything like that. What she gave me on social media. She did say there's two people on this side, which is your grandmother on your dad's side and your granddad on your mum's side. And I knew my granddad, but I never knew my grandmother on my dad's side. And this other person on the other side was him. And they didn't like him and they didn't want him over there with them. And then she said a word only I would have called him, that guy. I'm not going to use a DAD word.
Yeah.
Only she would said the word that I would have called him. And I looked at her, I'm like, and she did say, there's a man here and he's earthbound. Well, I only a few years prior, when I was being read again, and someone said to me, you know, she couldn't read me in my sister's house. Excuse me. So she came to my home and she said, there's a man here in your home. And I'm like, I know. And she goes, I think it's your DAD. And he wants to come through. And I said, no, absolutely not, no. And she goes, okay, do you want to leave him a message? And me being angry, and you're asking me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I hope you're earthbound forever. And she goes, oh, you can't say that. And I said, well, you've asked me a question. Because me being very straightforward, and I'm not gobby, I'm very honest, and that's what I wanted.
So wait. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. You're not gobby. Jenny, look, if we're going to have this chat, let's be honest, you can be a bit gobby. Yeah? Let's be real. No, I'm joking.
A little bit. But then very quickly when she said to me, there's a man here and he's earthbound. And I'm like, oh, what? And I'm like, did I do that? I didn't mean to do it. I was angry. I didn't mean to do it. I wouldn't want that on anyone. God, who am I to say something like that to someone? And then she gave me the word, the name that I would have called him. It would be like SD. No, it's not SD. I'm not going to say the full name. I'm not going to say the full name, but that's what I used to call him. And she gave me that word, and I was like,
oh, it shocks you, doesn't it? It just brings to light. How
she got me? Yeah, this was the second time that she had gotten me within 8 years, and I was so nervous to get out to see her. But I would have liked to have recorded it. But she not frightened me. She shocked the crap out of me, and I would love to. I remember my mum went out to her, and she didn't charge my mum, but I would love to go back. She did say what I'm doing, investigation in the paranormal and so on and so on, was to give it up. That it's bad. This was the first time I went to see her. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably about 12, 13, 14 years ago now, and she told me to give it up. And but I'm thinking to myself, well, why are you doing this? But I have to give up. I think she said the place I was going to was really bad, but I didn't run my team at the time. I was on another team. So, I understand that. I totally understand that, because we wouldn't do what that team does now. Oh, the team is not running anymore, but I wouldn't do what they were
doing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
No, it is a again, it was just a wonderful experience, because some of the stuff, and then he did an open, what are they called? Like an open forum, like an open reading, right, like with everyone. Yeah. And this was me, Sarah, and I think we had our friend Rob was sat there, and Rob started going on about a ring, a piece of jewelry, and everything. And again, Sarah connected the dots. My cousin, who's passed away, and my auntie, they both come through. And the thing, again, could he be picking? Like, I know there's going to be people out there saying, "Oh, it's just picking me," but he knew that we lost a piece of my auntie's jewelry and we couldn't find it, and it was a ring. He described the color of it as well. How are you meant to know something like that only me and my mother knew at the time, and Sarah? And it's just like, really?
It's crazy that they know it. It's an amazing gift to have. It really is.
If they're genuine. I think the problem now, and I apologize if I offend anyone, but I've got to say, like, I go on TikTok, and there's so many people just out of the blue coming out. I'm a psychic medium. Let me read you. Mate, come on. You can't. This is dangerous. Like, as much as I respect Rob now because of the way he did it and what I experienced, I feel that I have more of a place to be able to say about him, because I experienced it with him, and that is my honest.
He's coming to Ireland. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but he's coming to Ireland next year on Halloween for 2025 to do a 9-day tour. If yourself and Sarah want to come over,
I'll do it, because he's such a good guy and he's such a funny guy as well. But yeah, there's so many people that claim to be a medium, and so you got to remember, this is a dangerous field to be in, because if you play with someone's mind, that can have very serious repercussions.
Right.
Like, that's my only thing with it.
Well, I'd say for yourself and myself, but you have the ones who
are genuine.
The ones who are genuine, but the other ones who will, and I get messages on TikTok and Facebook and saying, like, I felt drawn to you. Yada. All this crap.
Do you know what I do when I get them?
Block. Me
that's
too.
It.
Yeah, me
that's
too.
it.
But you'll get some people who are genuinely not you or I or other people in the paranormal, that we're with our game. We're ahead of the game, if that makes sense. But the ones who don't do paranormal will bloody fall into that trap and believe them and pay money to let them read them, and they're not genuine. And like you said, they'll go off their by their responses.
They're feeding off someone's grief, because you think sometimes people lose people suddenly and all that, and it's just so bad, and that's the downside to it. Because a lot of people and it's the same with the paranormal field.
There's my girl Chantel. I'm just want to say a quick hi to Chantel. I love you. I miss you. It's Saturday. I keep thinking it's Friday because I'm always on Friday, but it's Saturday. Hope you're well, my love. I know what's happening next week, but Chantel had gone through something tragic in the last few weeks, and she's doing good. She still looks amazing. She looks fabulous. And we have great cracks every time we do video calls. But I love you and I missed you. And I sent you a voicemail earlier on today. I replied back to your voicemail as well. I know I probably voicemailed too late, but I voicemail. And we always go, hello, my darling. And even though Chantel's from South Africa, she always sounds Irish when she goes, hello, my darling. Like when Chantel, I think I said on the show last week, when Chantel came over to Ireland 2 years ago to me with her granddad, Tim, I introduced her on how the Irish drink. Yeah.
That's dangerous. That is dangerous.
She literally turned the Irish colour green. The next day, and Granddad Tim, I had these headbands on me, these kind of goat horns, for Halloween and whatnot, and we had them on Granddad Tim's head about 2 or 3 in the morning. And every time we ran out of wine, and I had a little few bottles stashed away, and I'm like, aha, I hit some, we have more. But I'll be over to see Chantel very soon. But oh gosh, what was I saying before that? You weren't listening, Nanda, were you? You weren't bloody listening.
I was listening to you. I think we were moving on from the psychics, the mediums, and everything.
I
We were moving on from there.
I forget what I was saying. Anyway, another question is, do you believe in, because I have a few funny stories, I've one funny story from this actually. Do you believe, Chantel, me pissed, never. Listen, me and Chantel, here we go again. God, this is why I have pen and paper. Hold on. This is why I have pen and paper beside me, because I have to write down what I was going to talk about so I don't forget what I was going to talk about. So, yes, Chantel and I were doing when she was over, and I had a few wines, and my cat kind of destroyed her arm, Toby, and we were on video with David Oman doing drinking the water and kind of like the tortilla breads in your hands and slapping each other's face. Yeah, and then we did a little investigation in David Oman's house from my living room on the internet and so on. But yeah, that was fun. Anyhow, the next question is, do you believe in signs from your loved ones who's passed over with animals?
Yeah. Oh, with animals?
Yes, with animals, yeah.
And when you say so is that the animal doing something weird that makes you think?
Like robins or
okay, I get you now.
Right.
Yes, I do. It is funny, especially like signs with white feathers.
Yes.
I learned a lot of stuff going through this journey with Portal. A lot of people were telling me different things, and because I didn't realize how wide, shall we say, the field is with different things. And when you sort of look back on it, you think, oh Jesus, I've experienced something like that before. But when you don't realize, you sort of go by. But yeah, things like white feathers, I think it was Sarah, I think it was an anniversary to either her father's death, something along the line. But then we noticed a white feather, and Sarah picked up and said, this is a sign. This could be a potential sign from a loved one. Yeah. Robins, I do believe, because they come up, the amount of times that I've seen a robin pop up especially at the cemetery, when I've been there, I say to my mum, there's a robin over there. And there's been a few occasions where I've gone and there's little robins. And yeah, I do believe there's signs. I believe the loved ones, you have such a strong connection with your loved ones. They want to let you know, because we're always, well, I can't speak for everyone, but I always want to know that my grandfather's still
Right.
nearby because I was very close to him
Yeah.
and my auntie. So, yeah, I do believe, their little signs, and some
Mm.
people might say that I know there's people that don't believe in it, but I think it depends on how you're brought up and how you feel.
The
It's
weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing ever. I know when my neighbor, oh God, he was the bane of my life, but we still became friends. Oh God, I'm not even get into it now in life. But he was the bane of my life, and he lives behind that wall there. Well, he did, and he passed away. So I'm sitting here on my computer, and I look at my backyard. Let me see. Yeah, I look at my backyard, and there's a tree that he'd planted, but it was dead. He saved it. He replanted it, hoping it would save. He would save it, but it didn't. It was just like a lovely leafless tree. So there's a lot of branches on it. So when about a few months later after he passed away, and I'm sitting here on my computer and doing my work, and I'm looking out, and I see a robin on that branch of a tree.
bad.
And I said this I was with the girls last Sunday night. We were having like some food and a few drinks and whatever. And we were talking about this. I walked into her house. The Wednesday before that, I walked into her house and she was changing a light bulb. 3 different lights, but look beautiful. So she changed one of the light bulbs and she goes, right, then when the next one blows, she goes, I'll change that one so they all look the same. So I walked into the house last Sunday. I walked in and she put the light on and the third bulb blew. And she goes, Jenny, you're bringing something with you. And I said, I am here. I am here. But I keep moving stories. But anyway, I seen a robin on the branch. And I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, because you don't see them often. And I was like, hi, Joe. This is what I told the girls, because this is the true story. I'm like, hi, Joe. Hi. Yes, I'll pick up the dog dirt in my garden, because I've got a cemented back garden. And I said, I'll pick up the dog dirt in a minute, And they said, and the girl said, what did he do? What did the robin do? Did he, wave back at you? And I'm like, he flapped one wing back at me.
Oh, like he was waving at you.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the frick? And I was like, did a robin just wave back to me with one wing? Just waved back to me. And I'm like, okay, Joe, okay. Because it's kind of like, it takes a little bit for me, to kind of, believe some of these superstitious and so on and so on. And then a week after my mum had passed away a few weeks ago, and there was a robin on my shed. And I said to my twin, I said, there's a robin on my shed. Like, they don't come to my house often because I've got cats and I've got dogs and, they don't want to come into my garden.
Yeah.
There was a robin on my shed, on the roof of my shed. And I was like, oh my God. And the other funny thing was, and this is going to sound whatever, I don't know. But I remember years and years and years ago, my mum would always say to me, Jenny, when you're out of the shower, dry in between all your toes, because you get that, that little cut in between your toes. Those little cuts you get when you don't dry your toes properly, in between properly. She goes, it will hurt you, do it. Because I used to have it, because I, get in the shower and just dry my feet, but never go in between my toes. So obviously it's still wet. So, and I never did that, never did it. And I get these cuts, or these sores, as they call it,
Yeah.
I think it's athlete's foot. So I know it sounds disgusting, but it's athlete's foot. But it is what it is. It's nothing bad. It's just that little cut in between your toes. And the week my mum had passed away, for all of my years, from forever, the week that my mum she'd passed away a few weeks ago, I had one. I had it. And I said to Vicky, and I'm like, I swear to God, I said, Vicky, I think my mother's warning me again. Jenny, you're still not trying in between your toes. And I had it. And I'm like, I'm whatever age I am now, but I was a teenager when she was, or younger than a teenager when she was telling me to dry in between my toes. And I've never, of all of my years, and yes, I am in my 40s, and I've never had one until a few weeks ago. And I was like, oh crap. So these are my tiny, like, mother sent me athlete's foot. Thank you, mother. So it was just these little tiny things. Only I would know that my mum would say to me. So between going from robins to athlete's foot, that's my mother.
No, I do believe like there are signs out there that you get, and just that, I think it's their way of just saying that they're still around, isn't it? And
and when it means something to you that you would understand it,
yeah,
you know,
it's it's
that's
like
what my mum.
I never forget. It's like when you're sleeping as well. I believe you get signs when you're sleeping.
I had a dream about my
Uh,
mum a few days ago. Yeah.
and I've woke up and I was like, there was a term that my grandfather was, to me, he was a cool guy. Like I called him nonna because that's what
Yeah. Yeah.
we
This is
called granddad in Italian. And
yeah.
he was like, he was always suave. Like he always wore his suits with his hat.
Yeah.
Proper Italian guy, and he owned an antique shop. And I remember after school, I used to go round there, and I was like, "Nonna, do you want a coffee?" And he always used the phrase "half a cup." Anyway, I woke up one morning and I turned around and was like, "I need to get half a cup of coffee." And it
Okay.
was just like it was like he was in my head. Like I could, I
Right.
woke up hearing
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
needs half a cup, and I just think the amount of times that I smell espresso in my house, and when we
Hmm.
haven't even brewed any espresso
Right.
or the
Yeah.
tobacco, I just believe, I think the stronger your connection is with loved ones, the
Hmm.
easier it is to get those signs. And but everyone has a different opinion, don't they? Like people just saying when you're sleeping, that's your brain just.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that, but
Well, I do. I agree with you there because I know a few. I think not last night, the night before, I had a dream, two different dreams of my mum. It could be just me kind of, literally going through the process of that life of what's happened in the last few years.
breathing.
Completely, yeah, absolutely. And I don't know. I remember when I was on a different team many years ago, we went to a cafe in Dublin in the evening time to do an investigation. And I was with the team founder and a few of the team members. And so the manager of the store, of the cafe, was there. It was a back alley cafe in Dublin. And she sat beside me and she was linking onto me because, she was told that her gran was sitting in the back of the cafe because, she's still there and her gran was her favorite person. She could smell her granny's flowers and so on and so on. So when she got a little bit upset, she had linked my arm. She'd linked my arm, and I'm like, thinking in my mind, I don't know why you're doing link my arm. I'm just glad of the fridge light because I was new. I was relatively new, say a year or two into it. So, maybe a year, something like that. Anyhow, so she linked onto me, and I got, when you spray your cologne or you spray perfume and so on, and you spray it into your mouth, that I've done many times, or in my face. And I got the taste of perfume in my mouth. Came from nowhere. So me being me would be kind of like sniffing, because I was on the edge of the seat. So I'm sniffing to the right of me. I'm sniffing to my scarf, and I'm sniffing towards her. And this is all a little bit dark. So I'm like, not getting too close to her, being too weird, to see if that smell wafted from our scarf. It was November, and that I could taste the perfume. So then I had said, Mick, because I'm stuttering, because I knew if I said it, then they know that I knew that I can taste the perfume that they're putting into my mouth. So if I highlighted, then I'm giving myself that attention that she knows she can taste it. Anyhow, I went ahead and said it. I said, I can taste perfume in my mouth. The K2, I think K2 went off, that the spike K2, not the K2, the spike reader. I forget what it's called. And then the two K2s and the alarms went off. And it went off for about 2 or 3 minutes, and it had to be tagged on the audio for the sake of the audio. It's gone off. But I never got that recording sent back to me. So, but it was just that they can use you if they want to, because her granddaughter was linking onto me because she was a little upset, that for validation, I could taste perfume in my mouth. And when I said only then the recorders went off, not the recorders, the equipment went off. So that they can use you with good intention to validate stuff.
Yeah, I think all of it is possible.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like is, I understand you get your people that are like not believers, they're skeptical about the whole thing. But there's a way of doing it, and telling people that it's just not real and things like that. I don't think anyone has the right to tell them what they've experienced is not real. Because everyone, especially when you've had something so personal that you know it was real to you. No one has the right to tell you any different. It's your experience, and if you share it, people may like. There's going to always be times where someone will say something to me, and I'm like, I don't know if that's true. Like I was saying about the psychic mediums,
right?
But you can't say for sure that's not real. This ain't real, because at the end of the day, you need to be very open-minded and look at different angles of everything before you come to
that's it
decision. But even then, what really qualifies us to say when that something's not real, if someone's experience not real? Nothing. It's it's easy for someone to say it, but at the end of the day, remember that that's something personal to someone, and it means something to them. So be nice about it. You can be skeptical, but do it in a nice, mature manner.
I was going to say that, in a mature way.
But that's my way of looking at it.
But I think the next few months that we're going to do something a little different, but kind of every time I say what I'm going to do on the Teams page is kind of copied, so I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. What are your plans for the next? Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was going to say, don't say anything then until you do it. Don't say nothing. Don't let it out until you've done it. That's the best way to do it.
We have seen. When you use your equipment, what is your go-to equipment to use?
So EVP is important. When you've got an EVP, but I believe that you need to be careful with the way you're using it. So not have it too close to someone where if they whisper, it's going to pick it up.
And always leave it on.
Do you know what I mean? You have it on like on a table. If you can get I would say, I know like money's tight for everyone, but when you can, get a strong EVP recorder that can pick up very good quality sounds. But don't have it where too close to you, where someone's standing next to you and they start whispering to their friend that you've not heard it, but the EVP's recorded it, and then you think, shit, this is something paranormal. So you got to be mindful. But EVP recorders, I think you can pick up some real good quality stuff. And then, I like the spirit box, like the SB7. We had a tremendous.
I do too.
One that sticks out to me, and it will stick out to me for the rest of my life. We were at a place called Fort Widley in Portsmouth. It was the underground tunnels, right? And there was a guy with us. He was such a lovely guy, and we were walking down to the tunnel to start the first investigation, because we have guests that join us on some of our investigations.
Yeah.
And he was walking down. It was like, look, can I be honest with you? I don't believe in any of this. I'm just here because my missus and her mum, wanted to come, but they didn't want to come on their own. I was like, look, just go through the motion. If you don't believe in it, I respect that. I'm not going to and I think it's important. If someone doesn't believe in it, come out but be open-minded. Don't come in and be an absolute toss about it. If you don't believe in it, then that's fine. But just come and see how things work. So we had the SB7 on the floor, right? And it was doing its thing, we were just waiting. Anyway, so I was stood on one corner. We had this guy, his missus, and her mum, and two other people. I can't remember who they were. I think it might have been Dan with us as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, this male's voice, a very strong male voice, started coming through.
Okay.
A very strong male voice started coming through, and it was like, "I'm here, son." So I'm like, "Does anyone understand this?" And he was like, "No one's talking at the moment. No one's." What are you doing that for?
He did.
Who did?
The guy who
The
didn't
the guy.
believe.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
this is where we're going.
sorry, you shouldn't have
So
asked the
so I was
question.
like, okay, let's start asking more questions. And then and it was very clear. I'm still with you, son. And in the corner of my eye, I can see him, like his facial features started changing. Like he was, do you know, like he was sort of unsure, and he didn't know if he wanted to come forward or anything. And then something very specific come through, and he was like, "Can I ask a question?" And I was like, "Go for it, if you think." And he was like, "If you're here with me, Dad, can you let me know? I'm behind you, son." And as he said it, he felt someone's hand on his shoulder. And then this guy was like, wow.
Oh,
Like, and then he was like, "Can you another message?" So we're all going quiet and we're letting this guy take the lead here. He
yeah.
understands, okay. And then suddenly we had some names come through. He mentioned his partner's name. Now he never actually met his son's partner because he passed away before he got with her.
Oh,
And
shut
mentioned
up.
and he mentioned his sister's name as well. And the last thing he said was, "I'm always going to be here." So at that moment, you could see he had totally not shut down, but like he was like he didn't know what to do.
Right.
And we're like, "Okay, let's close this down. Thank you." And then I was like, "We'll go back to the hub, get a cup of tea," and just he sat there and just started crying.
I didn't even
You
mean to
know,
jump in there because I just copped on to what you were going to say, and I was like,
yeah,
made the face, and you were like, what? And I'm like,
and
I
and
know.
we sort of gave a bit of distance. We sort of backed off a bit because he was very
Right.
emotional.
My
And I was
gosh.
in the corner of my eye, he was there being cuddled by his girlfriend, and
Oh my goodness.
her mum was. And to see it, he come up to us at the end of the evening, and he was like, "Can I just say thank you? Firstly, it's one of the best experiences I've ever had." And that for me was amazing because he came in not believing, and he was very open and honest, but he was so damn respectful
Yeah.
throughout the whole of the evening. He allowed us to go through the motions. He allowed us to continue, even though that he didn't believe in any of it. He didn't understand the equipment. He was very open. But
Which is
then
okay.
to
Yeah.
see that change at the end of the evening with him,
My goodness.
and it just stuck out. I felt like crying with him. You know what I mean? Because I was
Would
just
you
like,
have you ever made contact again after that?
not with that person. We've been back since, and nothing at all.
I apologize, Nando. Can you give me 2 seconds? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to leave the chair for a second because Elsa's calling me into the kitchen.
Okay, cool.
Can I leave you on the chair for like 1 minute, like 50 seconds by yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to sit here and not say much because I don't know what to say because I can't see no one's comments either.
Oh, can you not? May ask Nando a question. You can't. Can you not see the comments? No.
No, because I'm in as a guest. I don't see your comments. I only see
Oh,
you.
open your Facebook. Are you kidding me? Open your Facebook. Open your
I
Facebook.
haven't got my phone with me.
Open it. Nando. I know Elsa because my children only do this when I'm doing shows because I know she's looking at me. Okay. Uh, what not to do on investigations, and then I'll be back in 2 seconds. But so
Okay.
what not to do? I apologize. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry.
What not to do on an investigation? Ooh. I think don't go into a location and being disrespectful. I think most importantly, we need to remember spirits were human. They want respect. Even the ones that are a bit, you know, aggressive, still show an element of respect. Try and build some kind of connection with the spirits. And you can be like with the spirits that are a bit demanding, that you can tell them to back off in a nice way. But I think going in there and being disrespectful, that's a big no-no. Don't believe everything is paranormal. You got to remember some of these buildings that you go into, the buildings are very old, dated, creaky floorboards, poor, you know, the windows, they're not going to be double glazed in a lot of them. So it's going to make a lot of sounds, and know your surroundings, So yeah, I would say don't believe everything is paranormal. What else could I say? Trust the people that you're with. if you think people are with you that are taking the mick, don't let them do it. Tell them, tell them to be respectful as well. Don't let them make a mockery out of what you're doing, because it's important to document. It's a way of proving what we're doing is real.
Sorry, Nando. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Everything okay?
Yeah, all is okay. It's just permission to do stuff. And I thought I could have later. Yeah, well done. Well done. Sorry for leaving you. I'm so sorry. Very unprofessional of me to do that.
I was just saying about the no-nos and what not to do. So really, the biggest thing for me is don't go into a location and be disrespectful. Respect the locations.
Well, that's it. Sorry, just texting my daughter. Well, that's it. You live and learn in some locations and investigations as well. What equipment would you not use, and why?
Again, this is all, the way we use it. Does your team have current plans, Nando? Do you have a favorite type of investigation or a favorite type of location? So plans going forward, we do have investigations starting. We're going out as of next week. We're going back to Fort Woodley, the place that I was just telling you guys about. And we've got a number of other investigations. We're also going to be joined at the end of the year in December with Penny Griffiths-Morgan, historian. She's appeared on My House is Haunted. Such a great lady. So she's going to be coming to Calverdon Hatch with us, I believe, is in Essex.
Brilliant. When is that?
In December. I can't remember the date, but but my favourite location, it's got to be a place called Nun Cross Farm. It's in Dartmoor, and it's a building. It's in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing. I remember that time you went there in the winter time, and you wore jeans with holes in it, and you had to sleep in this.
Oh my God! It was the coldest night ever. But gee, if you wanna experience about your comfort zone, that is the location to go to. This is a place that has no running electricity, no running water, no nothing. It's just a building. Some of the stuff that happened there was absolutely amazing, but Jesus, when we went, it was free. So I changed into comfies to go to bed, and it was that cold. I put all my clothes back on top of it as well. So I'm, as I've said before, I'm big anyway, but I looked like a bloody marshmallow by the time I had all my clothes. It was that bloody cold. It was awful.
I remember telling me you were wearing jeans with holes in it. I'm like, what were you doing wearing bloody jeans in the first place? And then jeans with holes in them, that you're going to be extra cold.
And then when the wind was blowing into the hole and up to certain parts, and I'm like, Jesus, this is not fun at all. But no, they're
thermals.
And I think what's important, with plans going forward, is just keep learning, keep enjoying what we're doing. I think that's really important, to keep enjoying it and having fun with it. But yeah, that's my plans, and just keep learning from people and having fun.
Where was that? May's asking, where was that?
Nun Cross Farm is in
Dartmoor.
Is it going to Dartmoor? It's in the UK, but it's such a creepy place. And again, we're talking about equipment, what not to use and what to use.
Yes.
And one of the things that there's difference of opinions is cat balls, simple cat balls that are for, and I understand that sometimes they can be set off with a gush of wind, slightly shaking the table. But we've also had responses that are very key, that stop, go, and it was actually doing it. I understand people say that people have the opinion that if you leave a cat ball on, after 30 minutes, it goes off anyway. Well, I actually had 2 cat balls. It didn't go off after 30 minutes. So again, because Chris Claremont wants to do an English tour in 2025. So I'm looking at a bit. Well, if you don't mind me saying this, Jenny, Mel, if you want to,
Yeah.
Mia, I can't say her
My,
name.
me.
My, if you want to message me on Facebook, if that's all right with you, Jenny, if you want to message me, I know,
me.
I know a fair few locations around the UK that I think would be, and
Perfect.
I would be happy to give you contact details, and
May
I know.
I will send you on. I will send you on Nando's. Well, you have Nando.
Yeah,
Nando
Facebook. If you hit me up on Facebook, I hope you don't mind me saying that, Jen. But I just know if you,
Nando,
we,
Jesus Lord.
I've been quite lucky with doing this. I've learned a lot about different locations, like castles. If you want the Nuns Cross Farm and you want to go out of your comfort zone, then that's the one for me. If you want to go somewhere where you got no electricity, so if your K2 meter goes off, there's nothing in that building that will set it off because there's no running electricity. It's they don't even have a proper toilet. They got a compost toilet
a hole in the ground,
and you got to fill it up with honestly, it's such a great location.
There's Nando's full name, Nando Di Sario. I call him Pasta Solo.
I was going to say what I call you, but I'm not going to do that.
I told May what you call me, potato.
But yeah, if you want to, there's loads of locations, but Nuns Cross is one of the best.
Yeah, May will get onto you for sure.
But yeah, and if I get the opportunity to meet Chris Fairley in person, I'll be up for that. But no, it's
contact you.
But yeah, if you want to, and then I can put you across to details. But yeah, equipment again, it all depends on how you use it. It's if you're honest enough, there is some equipment that like mobile apps, right?
Right.
Some mobile apps that I think you shouldn't, not that you shouldn't use it, but you need to be careful and you need to understand how it was built and what's gone into it to make it work the way it does. You could easily debunk anything that we use. If someone wants to debunk it, they'll find a way to try and debunk it regardless. But if you know you're in the right environment, that nothing in the room that you're in should set that off, then you're doing an honest investigation. I
remember
it's like if you put down a REM pod, I always put down a REM pod, but then I get people to stay well clear of it. No, we don't even stand around in a circle around it, because one little movement, if you go a little bit too close, that's it. So I put it in the corner where there's no one, and then we'll work on the other side of the room. So if that starts going off and I know no one's there,
that's it.
Then you got to think to yourself, how's that working then?
That's my mind. Okay, May. Oh, May, thank you for jumping in. Myself and May had great crack on video today. We will make make change happen. Yes, definitely. Myself and May went video today. I swear, I have to say about May, she's as Irish as she comes. She says, I've met my person. I was saying it to Neil, I've met my person. Because we were talking today of how myself and May had met, and May is astounding. She's a teacher, she's a musician, and just very funny, and from the most best place in Ireland, Sligo and the west of Ireland. Fernando to meet Chris, we'll make it happen. Listen, definitely, I'll be over, Neil will be over. We'll all get together. I know myself.
Where did you get the invite? I didn't remember you getting an invite to this. Neil, all day long.
But fucking not me. Listen, I'm the connector here, you fecker. Yeah, I'll be there. I can just.
We can't go a whole show without me trying to wind you up.
I listen, May all the time. I'll be home with Cinderella. I'll just work my knuckles to the bone. I'll be home like Cinderella. But what reason?
You can be the secretary. You can be the secretary. I know you don't like that one, do you? As you were saying.
Hold on.
Oh.
And anyway, sorry for that. My microphone stopped working for a second. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But we're meeting. We are meeting in September. Me, you, and Sarah are meeting in September.
Yeah,
we're
Festival of the
meeting in
Unexplained.
September. Yes.
That would be that. It's a nice weekend. You know, the Festival of the Unexplained. The owners that do it, Karen, Rachel, Nikki, Gemma, that they put on a blinding weekend. It's a good laugh. It's a mixture of people that you can really connect with because everyone's got an open mind. Everyone's really pleasant. We went last year, and I'd say what Neil Story. Jesus, that man's got some cracking moves on the dance floor.
Oh, I've seen them.
I don't know. I don't know if he was celebrating because he had a hip operation, didn't he, last year?
Yeah.
But gee, when he come through, you knew he was on the dance floor. And then his
he's
singing.
in my kitchen. He's kind of like doing the swing moves when he's in the kitchen and he's cooking food or whatever he's doing. But he plays his music. Do you know what his favorite song is? Actually, we'll play it on the Day of the Unexplained. We'll play it at that. The Day of the Unexplained, isn't it?
Festival of the Unexplained.
My one in Ireland was Day of the Unexplained, so this was Festival of the Day of the Unexplained. But there's a song I won't say it right here now because everyone will probably send it to him. But I'll mail you. I shouldn't say this now, but I'll mail.
I think you played it to me because he was singing it. I think you've played it to me.
Yeah, I probably did. But I remember being in the kitchen making food, and he'd be, Neil would be outside, and sitting in the garden, and I'd put Alexa on, so I can see my backyard from my kitchen, and I put the music on Alexa on very loud, and I play his favorite song, and you can see him outside, having a glass of wine or a cigarette, go, you can see him the headset, Jenny put the song on, but yes, I know. Yeah, he was teaching me swing dance and folk dance and whatnot.
And what's good about the weekend is it's just so good to meet a number of different people that have a common interest, and it's just a really nice chilled weekend. Well, I say chilled. I ended up rolling up the stairs somehow. Yeah,
I was going to say, what happened to you the last time you were there? Last September.
Do you know what it was like? I think it was Danny Moss. He was stood at the bar and he gave me a drink, and it was like I can't remember if it was Danny Moss or someone, but they gave me a drink that sound, and it wasn't meant to be chucked down, and I downed it, and that night there were so many comments. Rob Thompson said I just sat there staring at him like I wanted to punch him. I was just totally gone with the fairies. It was
you were done.
And then the next day I was so bad. It was on the way up to watch Neil's talk. It was going up to watch Neil's talk, and I couldn't get up the stairs, and I ended up crawling up the stairs. And there's people just walking by laughing at me, and I'm there like, I'm coming, I'm not coming, I can't move. And then I just end up laying across the stairs, and I'm just there like, oh God, I won't be doing that this year. I won't be doing that again.
But I'm going to be there, and yes, we
are. No. I'm gonna be drinking. And do you know how much? Like, my go-to drink is a Baileys. I got so much stick for drinking Baileys.
Yeah, I was saying what? Even my hand slapped off the keyboard, and May's comment came up. You're drinking Baileys. Baileys is. No.
Do you want to hear something funnier than that? So we were sat in the bar. Danny Moss was watching TV. We're having a conversation as we're watching football. He turned around and looked at me, and he was like, "What are you drinking?" And I was like, "Baileys." And they started taking the mic. He turned away, looked at the football, looked again, and I was having my nails painted by Lauren, who's in our team. And do you know what? I was loving life with Baileys in one hand and having my nails painted. And you know what? I actually felt like this is actually nice. But
Did you really?
The looks that I got off everyone was like, yeah, maybe not. But
everybody needs a pampering. Everybody needs pampering. Puppy stuff.
It was good fun. But it's a great weekend. Honestly, it's a great weekend. I had so many
September though. Not when
Say
I'm
again?
over. But there'll be no Baileys in September when I'm over. There'll be Guinness. Poaching.
I'm going to be drinking lemonade and orange juice. I think
No.
I can't feel the way I did. Yeah, I'll just watch, and I'll be sat there watching you lot making a tit out of yourselves. I'll just be there filming you lot.
No, what? No.
That's for Facebook. That's for Facebook. That's for the vodcast. That's for the podcast. That's for Facebook.
We're coming over in the end of this month.
You're going to the Parameet as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to the Parameet on the 29th and 30th of June.
Again, run by lovely people. Neil Packer, really nice guy.
Yeah. Well, good, Nigel. Well, really good. Oh,
yeah, it'll be good. It'll be a good weekend. Nando's not a big drinker, bless him.
Sarah.
If we get into those talks, Sarah, we should have a talk about your drinking because you've not been very good with it lately.
Where is Sarah? Is she upstairs? Is she out?
No, she's laying down on the sofa. She hasn't felt well all day. She's been egged out for most of the day.
I don't bless her, for God's sake. Sarah, I was going to say, do you want to come on? She's probably saying, no.
She's got the kids with her as well. I'm doing. Okay, that's good.
Is
it? Do you know what? One thing I do enjoy about doing the podcast is when you ask people questions about how they're doing and letting you know. Like you really start connecting really nicely with a lot of your audience, and it's always nice to hear about how others are doing and that they're doing good.
I know, and it's about everything, like with paranormal and just different stuff. Because you have these lines of questions. You and I, know each other for about 3 years.
Mm.
Is it 3 years?
3 years now. 3 years now, yeah.
Is it?
Mm.
And so we know the majority of our friendship, and myself, yourself, and Sarah, and the kids, and my kids, and whatnot. And I'm finally getting to meet yourself and Sarah in September, which I'm so looking forward to. Like, Neil, love ya, but I'm with the gang, and then myself and yourself, and myself and Neil and yourself and Sarah are going out for dinner that first night when we come over.
Yeah, I think Sarah said, yeah. Only a few glasses of wine a weekend. No, I can't.
Oh,
watching Salem with Rocco. Salem.
Where is that? Where are you watching that on? Is it Netflix? My dog is like scratching at me. Oh God, Yogi Bear, come on, Yogi. Oh Jesus.
No, it'll be a lovely weekend. It's a good weekend to mix with people as well, And you realise like how down to earth people are from like Dave Schrader and things like that.
I know
they're just so nice to talk to. It'll be a good crack.
I'm looking for. It's my first one. Like I've had one over in Ireland or here in Ireland, but I'm looking forward to getting over in June and in September, and meeting up with everyone that I've spoken to on Facebook, and with Jacqueline, yourself, Sarah. There's a few people. If I don't say their names, they'll probably come for me.
Jacqueline is such a funny. She's a great character. We met her at Derby Ghoul, and do you know what? She is such a nice lady, and she's just such a funny person as well.
She blonde hair, no? No, I'm thinking. Oh no, Jacqueline. I think it's Daphne. My God, my hearing. Oh. Jacqueline, I am so excited to see Jacqueline. I'm so excited to see Jacqueline. She's very funny. Great crack. We were on video call with her a few nights ago, but I'm looking forward to seeing Jacqueline on September as well. But I'm going to see her in June as well.
Yeah, it'll be good.
She's going to the Parameet. Yeah, excuse me. She's going to the Parameet in June as well. So I'm looking forward to that. We were on video call a few nights ago talking about, what the frick, what we're hearing. I don't know if I have it sorted or not. I'm not too sure. Huh?
It'll be a good laugh. It'll be a good weekend. Like what I experienced last year. It was just good. Mine is the bit of drinking that I did, I think.
Well, now I'm there in September, so I want to see half of last year. But you will be having a few days.
It was like the next morning, they all wanted to go. Dan, Lauren, Sarah, all of them wanted to go for a bloody walk. Do you know what I did? I found a sofa and I just laid out on the sofa and let them go and do what they want. I wasn't walking anywhere. And I got to be honest, the Sunday I struggled. I struggled because I did not feel good.
I'd be having breakfast in bed and back to sleep. That's what I would be doing. So I'm trying to be good when I go over in June. I'm trying to be really good because I know we're going on the 26th. We're going to, myself and Neil are going over to Sligo to May. And we were going to stay for the 2 nights, but we're traveling on the 28th. So Sligo is 4.5 hours away. So between going from Sligo on the 26th and traveling back 4.5 hours on a 28th and then getting a plane in Dublin, it's a lot. So we're going to stay for the 1 night. But I mean, and May lives in America, so it's not often that she comes back to Ireland. So I wish I could stay a little longer with her, and it is the day of her birthday. Yeah, so we'll travel on the 28th, but I will, be good. I won't be drinking at all for the weekend. I know. I'm going to probably teach a few of them how to do it. Here's your Guinness. Shot Guinness. Let's do it. And I'll probably be the first one in bed.
Jenny's not going to be drinking.
No, not for that weekend because I have things to do.
Okay. Anyway.
That's it. Comment here now from Pamela. I've met many of the paranormal celebrities, and I can only think of one who is less than friendly and down to earth. Oh, we want to know who it is. I know you probably can't say it.
See, I think, that there is certain people, unfortunately, but this is not just celebrities, it's people in the paranormal field in general. They let things go to their head. And before you know it, they're sat up here somewhere, like there's something like shit, they can't be touched. But then there's certain people that, for example, I met Dave Schrader. I had Dave Schrader on our podcast last year before we went to the festival. But then I met him, and one of the girls in our team, Nikki, she's a big fan. And I'm like, I went up to her and I was like, look, a friend of mine, she couldn't come, but she really rates what you do. And I was like, Could you do her a little message? Before I knew it, he took my phone and went on a bloody walk and did a whole video for her.
Oh, wow.
And he was hugging people like he was just met. He even referenced on the podcast, when I meet you, I want to give you a bear hug. He calls it a bear hug. The same with Danny Moss.
Yeah, Danny's lovely.
I know Danny has had controversial moments with things online, but when you're sat with him in person, he's actually a decent guy. And he made time to talk to us. He didn't feel, I just think.
Sorry, go ahead, Nando. Go ahead.
Go and say what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say, I do think people put some of these people in the paranormal up on a pedestal because they're on TV. And this is my thought on it. People put a lot of these people on pedestals on TV, that's on TV, on the greatest and the highest and the best and so on. And you have people who are not on TV who do exactly the same work and if not, have the most same level of findings and research. And I think TV puts these people on a pedestal. If they weren't on TV, they'll just be like you and I and everyone else doing investigations. And this is what gets my goat. Puppies. Sorry, my dogs are playing. This is what gets my goat sometime. They are amazing at investigations and so on. And so is, well, not all teams are a great investigation. Some are bloody plonkers. And I'm not putting anyone down in any way, shape or form, but I'm just saying people are putting some of these people up on stools like they're the gods of paranormal. And I'm like, listen, have you fucking heard my bloody audio? Have you seen some of my videos that should, that would be very, what the feck of audio that I have, which are amazing. But I find TV puts some of these people on pedestals, and that's what I don't like. I get it. It makes money. I get it. but it puts the other people who are genuinely working just as hard and a lower grade than these people on TV, and I don't like that.
See, the way I like to see things is that for me, we should all be on the same playing field. No one is above. And the thing is, you know, then you get the jealousy that kicks in with people, you know, so they make the nasty comments because someone's done. They're a bit more recognized they're more recognized than others,
right?
You know? But it doesn't need to be like that. You know, remember backstage of it all, they've all worked just as hard to get to where they are.
Well, that's it.
You know?
That's it.
But that's the thing. I think people get lost in. I want to be famous. I want to be the best. I want to be this. I want to be that. And then you're losing all the fun and all the passion that comes with it. And before you know it, it becomes a chore and it gets tiring. And then you deal with people that you think, just enjoy it. You know, there's more to life than trying to make yourself famous. I'm not being funny. We need to realize we have such a short time on this planet, right? Make the most of what you've got. Make the most of the people that actually are genuine to you, and make the most of those people, because before you know it, they could be taken away from you.
And
you know,
in the blink of an eye, the people who work towards that's you know, and I totally understand what you're saying, and I agree with it. I just don't like some people where they are
they think the Messiah, or they think there's something
right, that they kind of look,
and that's not cool. I get it.
Well, that's it. Well, they like exactly what you said, and they don't. They're kind of like these little people, and yet you have literally spent your last money on bloody equipment. You have spent your last money on a location. You have gone to the location. You have worked your arse off. You have gone days and weeks and months of research and audio and video editing and whatnot. And then you have the ones that everything is done for them. They're the ones I don't like, that they look down on the people who are just on the same level. You just got a TV deal. And I love people who are like I will say Help My House is Haunted is probably one of my favorite shows, because I love the reactions of all the guys, Jane, Ian, and Barry. I love the reactions of them because it's what the reactions, doggies, stop, because it'd be the same reactions that we would do on our investigations. Yeah, it's real. It's a real investigation. It's a real.
And the thing is, like you know, you're bringing up Barry Guy. You know, he's done remarkably well with Help My House is Haunted. But then, you know, he also hasn't allowed it to change who he is, because he took time out of a busy schedule to do a podcast with Sarah and Jojo. You know, and he was I think that's the thing. I think people lose sight of what's important. And, you know, don't get me wrong, the paranormal field is a great field to be in. It's lovely. It's great. It's fun. You meet so many great people. But then at the same time, there's so many other people that can just ruin it. And, you know, I've come to realize that, you know what? It's not as important as people make out to be. You know, people might say, I'm this, I'm that, I got this, I got... Do you know, I'm always going to be richer than you because I've got a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful kids.
Yes, you do.
You know what? Do you know what? And don't get me wrong, like you got 2 beautiful girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And what I say to people now is, don't lose sight of what's in front of you. You're always going to have someone that wants to try and beat you down. You're always going to have someone that wants to be negative to it. And you know, it's not because you've actually done anything wrong. It's because they can't look in the mirror and see their own fault. So they find it easier to go and find a fault with someone else.
Dime a dozen, Nanda, for Christ's sake. With that stuff.
And you know what? Now it's just like, you know, I spend, like lately, I'll be honest, I haven't done loads with the paranormal because I've been spending a lot more time with the kids. You know, we had an issue with Gino about a month ago. That was, for me as a parent, that took precedent. You know, that was
100%.
You know, and then I think to myself now, like, if you don't want to crack on with all this shit, you crack on over there. I'll stay over here. Don't want to know.
It puts a lot of things into perspective. Like you and I know, we've been speaking for the last 3 years, and you know, I know you're a family man. I'm Jenny, family woman. You know, to my two
Lost her
daughters.
marbles.
What?
Lost
What'd you
her
say?
marbles. Lost your marbles.
I've lost my marbles, but like being the mum to my two daughters, and I did it for a long time by myself, but I had to go and do everything, and then sometimes when at the time I would defend myself a lot. Obviously, I'd defend myself. It wasn't often, but I would defend myself, and I'd say what I want to say. And now, do you know what? Like we spoke earlier tonight before the show, like I said, remember I said to you, I couldn't be arsed. Couldn't be arsed. You say, Jenny, I don't like what you did. I'm like, okay, great. You don't like what I did. Okay.
And it's like I said to you before we started, it doesn't just impact you as a person, it impacts your entire family, because your family pick up that, like with me, not only was I affected by certain things that have happened over the years, not even in the paranormal, this is me in general, but because I've let it impact me, I was selfish at one point because I never let it see how it affected Sarah, and then how it affected my relationship with the kids. And now I think to myself, do you know what? I've got a 20-year-old that's living his life. He's moved away, and do you know what? Fuck me, how did that happen so quickly? I got Gino. He's 14 this year. Rocco is going to be 13. And I did. And I think to myself, do you know what? No, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to make my time work with and just don't waste your time with it. It's
you blink and it's gone. And was it worth it? Is it worth it? Absolutely not. And like I said tonight, that if someone had a beef with me or whatever, or they have beef themselves and I don't know about the beef, but they come to me with beef and I'm like, oh, okay, have a great time being annoyed with me because I don't know.
But one thing I've learned as well is keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. Always keep don't be fooled. Be nice. Be nice, but don't be fooled by anyone. Exactly, Nando. In the grand scheme of things, nothing really matters beyond one's relationship with family and close friends. It's
Anthony had beef today. What did you have with your beef today? Spuds.
Got to be a beef roast dinner, a nice joint of beef and that. But no, it's like the other thing with the paranormal. We can relate. One thing that I've noticed is paranormal investigators going against debunkers going against paranormal investigators. Everyone has a right to have an opinion, but no one has a right to be personal and be horrible. And
I'm hungry now. I'm hungry.
With gravy, oh mate.
What do you call those? What do you call those things that you have with beef and gravy? I forget what they're called. It's like pastry. It's not pastry.
A pasty.
No.
Beef and gravy?
It's like potatoes, beef. I had it for the first time.
A Cornish pasty?
No. I had one for the first time a few weeks ago. You have it on your dinner. It's potatoes and gravy, and you have beef, and you have this thing that's, what's it called? No, not spuds, Anthony. Not spuds. I mentioned the spuds.
That's what I was just about to say. You talking about having a roast dinner?
It's this thing with a hole in it, and it looks brown and looks like pasty, and you put gravy into it on top of your
pudding. A Yorkshire pudding.
That could be it.
What's it like? A little cup thing, like
and
you can easily tear it open, and it's just like it's like a batter that's been cooked, and it.
That's the one. A dish? No, not a dish.
A Yorkshire pudding. You never had a Yorkshire pudding before?
No, I had one 2 weeks ago. It was really nice, though. I had a beef dish, and I had Yorkshire pudding. It was really nice. Too nice. I've got too many things to go to this year that I cannot have.
You should try a toad in the hole.
What is that?
What's a toad in the hole? And I've got to be honest, I don't understand why they call it a toad in the hole.
Is it potatoes?
No, it's not potatoes. because Jenny's Irish, she's got to bring the potatoes into it. The bloody potatoes. It's sausages, but it's been cooked in a Yorkshire pudding.
Okay.
But I don't understand why they call it a toad in the
It's
hole.
really, Anthony. Is it really? Now, Anthony will have me looking out my bloody window at 2 a.m. looking for these bloody southern lights that I forgot the last time because I couldn't see them because it's too grey here. And maybe it's just my lights outside. I don't know. Is it? It's probably not. I have to Google that. Neil said to say hi to you and Sarah.
Hello, Mr. Story. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, he's just texting.
Shall I message him something funny? What can I message him?
Neil, yeah, you won't get him on Facebook because he doesn't have this internet. It has to be his private phone.
Ah, he ain't got internet. We call the a popover.
You're in the States.
Popover.
Yes. You see, now Anthony would have me hanging at my window like at 2 o'clock in the morning now, looking for these bloody lights that I missed the last time. Toby, it's okay, lovey. Toto, hold on. We are coming up to the 2 hours, Nando.
It's been fun, hasn't it?
Do you want to do another 2 hours?
What would we talk about in 2 hours? I like the start of the show. I've got to be honest, the start of the show, seeing you getting a bit like, oh, I wasn't expecting that coming.
Yeah,
that was actually quite fun. Seeing you lost for words a little bit. It was
right, yeah. Yeah. I'll not be watching that over again, will I? No.
Oh god. But no, it's been fun. We've had some good chats.
Oh, it's been a while since we've done a show. It's been a while. It's been too bloody long.
Yeah, like I said, I think with things that happen, it makes you rethink and reevaluate a lot of, you know. And like I said, I got to the stage now where I think, do you know what? You want to test me, then go for it, but you're not going to get the reaction anymore.
I think I've got.
But don't think I've forgotten. That's what I say.
That's it. Like, that's it.
You know, it's.
Oh Lord Almighty! I was going to say something there, but I forget what I was going to say.
What's going on with you? You keep getting lost and you keep forgetting what you're going to say.
Because my memory's gone a little bit. No, I'm just preoccupied in my mind sometimes. But Nando, I have pen and paper with me everywhere. But no, I just got the message and I just read it and it just kind of like stopped me in my tracks of thought, like really. Oh, fuck.
Is there bells ringing? Is there bells ringing? Dun, 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 dun,
no.
Dun, dun,
You can be our page boy. You can be our page
Welcome to Shadow Whispers in the Night. I'm your host, Jenny Story. How you doing?
Yeah. Okay, here's a question from Anthony. Views on UFO coming in a lot. What do you think?
Again, you know, you got to be careful what videos you're watching, how it's, you know, you can always see like with certain videos if there's been an overlay put on there. You know, you can see subtle lines and things like that. UFOs in general, do I believe that they exist? Yes. Do I believe every video and everything that's been put on TV? No. So, but that's my view on it.
I think in Ireland recently there's a lot more heightening up. I mean, I know we're doing things in a few weeks, and we'll spend a night or two out in the next few weeks in a location, and it's not going to, well, obviously it's going to be paranormal, but it's going to be something a little different. Not that no one, God, millions of people do it, but we are going to go to a certain location and just spend the night there. We might even camp there for the night. We have the camper van and whatnot. And hi, Joanne Stewart, how are you keeping? Hope you're well. Oh, wow. Any thought on the Vatican change, of course, on apparitions? I have not heard about that, Anthony. But I'm very interested in it.
Change, of course, apparitions.
Really? I did not hear about that.
I'm going to have to look that up.
That's 100%.
That'll be for a part 2. We'll have to come back to that. We'll have to look into that. And
yeah, definitely. Yeah, Anthony, I know you're going out yourself as well. Let me know how you get on and when you're going out. I'm not too sure on our date just yet, but I know it's the next few weeks. This one here with the Vatican, I know, when people say, where would you investigate in the world? What 3 locations or 1 location where you would investigate. And I've always said the Vatican, apart from Alcatraz. Well, who doesn't want to go to Alcatraz? But the Vatican is my place that I would love to go to, because you know how I feel about religion. You know what I think about religion, and it's a very taboo subject with a lot of people. But I'm kind of like, just relax, for Christ's sake. I'm not preaching to you. I'm just saying what I think. Don't shoot my mind or my thoughts. But the Vatican is one of the locations I would always love to investigate. And now that Anthony's saying the Vatican has changed the course of course on apparitions, Anthony, can you tell us a wee bit what was said? Or if you have a link or something like that, send it on to me.
That'd be cool.
That's crazy, because, and you know what? I think it shouldn't be a shock to us that they knew this stuff, but it is a shock that they have admitted it. They're admitting it, but it wouldn't be. It's not a shock, if I can make sense out of that. It's more of a shock that they've admitted it, and not a shock that they had known something was happening. It was a couple of weeks ago, the announcement they were trying to scientific. You know what? I won't. Toby, hold on, lovey. I'd have to mute my microphone up to what I think about that bloody thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that afterwards and see what's been said, okay. And then that'll be. Yeah,
I'm going to do that myself as well. The announcement, they're trying to be basically being scientific, which they knew. Come on, if they're the men of the cloth and they're in the Vatican, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say, that I'm Nando hates it.
Just in case.
Nando hates when I talk about. He hates when and every time I talk about religion, something happens in my house.
Wait, let me just.
.com might have it. I'm going to write that down.
I'll have a look at that after. That'll be.
Okay, I've written that down. But I will say these are the people who, and anybody who's religion or religious, I am too. I'm just not a preacher of it, but I am going to say these are the ones who preach about someone that they've never met, or they claim to have met, but they have no evidence and proof of it. I will say, and these are my thoughts, and so if you have a worry about it, www.don'tmailme.com, when I'm saying that in a really nice way. These are my thoughts, that we do investigations, we research, we investigate. We've had the most phenomenal, and I know many amazing teams that has gotten the creme de la creme of audio or creme de la creme of video. And that to us is, can we say anybody was in the room? Nobody was in the room with these different teams and so on and so on and so on. The credibility is good and strong, like any of the people that we know. I'm going to put this up now in a second. And but then you have the Vatican now. They're saying it's scientific, and yet you're working for a man of no one has seen, and people say they've seen him. Now I know I'll be ridiculed for this, and I know I will be. I probably will be, but I'm a Catholic, but I'm a very realistic person as well. And I know people will. Nando, what are you going to say?
I'm not saying it. I'm just listening. At this point, you've got me on a subject where I'm just going to listen.
I know you hate this subject. You hate it, but I can't deal with some people when it comes to. I've seen I know one woman who used to clean the church all the time, and a person that she knows was doing investigations. She goes, "What are you doing investigations for? This, it's bad. It's demonic. It's bad." But then obviously she's told in her way that paranormal investigation is wrong.
And it's only wrong if you do it in the wrong way. That if you
totally right.
The thing is, my mother, she doesn't believe in it, and I get it, and I understand. But it's all about your intentions and the way you go into something. It's like when you go and introduce yourself to someone. If you introduce yourself to someone in the right way, you give the right impression. If you go into something and you be a total dick, then that's when it goes wrong. And that's, you know, one thing I would say is nothing is dangerous unless you make it dangerous. You know, you did too much, Roman. But no. Well, I'm going to Google that though. I'm an old Irish Catholic. The change I've seen since the 70s.
Oh, Lawrence. I mean, it's bloody crazy. You know what? I have a lot to say in it, but it would have to be done in a private, off live conversation.
If Jenny says what she's got to say, her channel is going to be removed.
Yeah, probably would be.
A big notification. Restriction. No lives, nothing. So let's keep this. Let's end this on a positive, not.
Yay!
Getting too close to the religion stuff.
I know what I said I wouldn't talk about tonight, but I do speak my truth and what I think about the Vatican. And I just, there was something in my mind and my filter kicked in and said, Jenny, don't say it. And my filter kicked in and it worked. I didn't say it. But I'm not, I'm a Catholic. I'm what of that, but I'm also bloody realistic. And I'm not that kind of like, go for
the one thing that I would say to people when it comes to religion, we've evolved. Things have changed. Like Lawrence said, there's been something. But the thing is, remember, like, there's too many people that take what the Bible says as that is the manual of life. That is the way life is not. Things have changed in life. One thing that I do disagree with is people saying is a sin to, if you're bisexual, homosexual, it doesn't mean that you're a sinner. Remember, we evolve, things change in life, and just because it was written one way doesn't mean that I do believe God's going to love you either way. You're going to get a part. If you've done good in life and you've made a few mistakes, you're not going to be condemned for loving who you love. And it's the same with all different religions. At the end of the day, whatever you follow, whatever religion you follow, you're entitled to. But remember one thing, we're still the same. We still have a heart that beats one way. The blood flows through our veins in the same way. It makes us no different, and that's the thing. I think people just get too hung up on the past and don't look at what's going on forward. I think
I know, Joanne. My cat meowing there. Oh my goodness. You see now, I was going to say something there and I completely forget again. My mind is full of stuff to say. It's full of stuff to say. But yes, I do. You have to have very thick skin, and I have to be very thick skinned to hear what I have to say about the Catholic Church. And
you need to be thick skinned. You need to be blessed by the priest before Jenny starts talking. You need to go to confession before Jenny starts talking. Priest?
Listen, no. See, I've had nuns as bosses. I've had nuns as teachers. And I'm just not for the whole church. I think they're a pack of liars. And people say you cannot brush, Tara, everyone was saying brush. Oh God, here's Nando with the hat now. Sorry, Nando. Well, that's it, Lauren. That is absolutely it. But I think there are a freaking liar. I think there are a pack of okay, we have to end the show. I think they're liars, and I think the Vatican are a packet of, and everyone thinks it, but no one says it. I think they're liars. They're protecting these horrible, mean people that wears a uniform to protect the people, and yet they're predators. I'm sorry, I just said the word, didn't I? Nando's going to.
On that note, it's been great hearing from everyone. It's been a great show. I'm going to church tomorrow, so I'll see you all.
When I come out burning from it, opportunities. Joanne, thank you. Opportunities. That is what they are. That's the word I should use, really. But they use that's a perfect word, Joanne. But people think it, but no one says it, and that's why Nando hates when I talk religion. But we're not going to talk about religion all the time.
It's just to end it on this. Is such a controversial conversation, so many difference of opinions, and the problem is not that you have an opinion. There's a lot of people that don't accept it, and then they want to cause they want to make it bigger than what it is. You can have an opinion, but there's always that one person that just wants to escalate it into a full-blown debate. And that's what I don't, I say this all the time. Everyone needs to be, we're all entitled to our opinion. Respectfully, if you do it respectfully, then you can't be. But then there's people that don't see it like that, and they want to make it personal, and then they want to, and then before you know it, you're having an argument with people after a podcast. They're messaging you, or they're copying what you're saying to their friends, but they're taking that out of context completely.
I mean, have your facts before you argue. Have your facts, and I find facts are more very openly with this Vatican and the religion and so on. I'm not going to say religion, the Vatican, that they preach crap and they God fear you, and then they do crap and they hide the crap. It's the same in Ireland when the nuns and the priests in Ireland as well. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. But I just think, we all know it, but no one says it. And some people do say it, but they say in the background. And I know I said we would not talk about religion tonight, and we're going to end the conversation now. But I just think it's a goddamn crock of shit. Sorry.
Oh, you had to end it like that. It's been fun.
Shit. I do. I'm not going to tar every priest or nuns with the same brush, because some are really nice. And I know people are going to probably email me or not watch my show again. And because I said my feelings, but, I'm still going to go to bed, and I'm still going to bloody sleep tonight. The show is always going to be here. So if you watch, you watch. And if you don't, you don't. I'm just saying it. If you don't, we don't have to agree with each other's opinions. Toby, we don't have to agree with each other's opinions. And I love when people watch the show, and I love when they comment, and I love when they share, and I love all of that. But these are realistic life things. Yeah, Anthony. Unfortunately, it's part of culture, like St. Patrick's Day. Hold on, Toby, my love, I'm coming. But it's the same. It's just, it boils my shit. It boils my bloody shit. It really does. I feckin' hate it. And no, Nando knows when you say religion. Jennifer's gonna do one. I just think it's a crock of shit. I'm sorry, Toby. I'm coming. Jesus, I can't.
There we go.
I know, but I think everything's hidden. Hold on. Okay, love you, mean it. Lovely. I just think, anyway, we're gonna kind of change the subject from that onto something else, and y'all know now what I'm feeling, so remember my email to mail me, won't you? Don't. But, it's a very sensitive topic, but it is what it is, and they've gotten away with it for so long because nothing's been said. Cool down says, I need some beef for Sunday. Make sure you bless that beef, and make sure it's it's a Sunday. You're eating beef. It's a Sunday, but people don't talk about it. They all brush it underneath the carpet, and that's why it's been gotten away for so long. So yeah, so the next show would be about religion.
I won't be present on that one, so I bid my good nights.
No, it's just not doing the whole bloody. I'm very realistic, and those who want to be fabulous about it, then be fabulous and be part of the sheep. And those who are very realistic and eye-opening to the church and to the people who are pretending, just God-fearing. I'm not the person for you. I am not the person for you. And I'll meet my own faith when I have to, but I'm not a book reader, the Bible reader. I'm not a Bible reader. I'm a book reader, but not a Bible reader. And I don't believe everything that's been said in it. And I think it's a man-made fear, church-made fear. Well, that's it, Lawrence. Everyone has a belief in some way, whether you believe or not. That's it. But don't condemn someone who has an opinion on it. And not you, Lawrence, not you, but other people. Don't condemn others when they have a view on it, because if you're going to give me your view about what you believe in religion, I'm not going to say to you, no, it's not. So if I have my belief in it, that I think it's all a big farce and I think it's a crock of shit, not all of them are, but some of them are. But don't preach to me about I'm wrong in what I'm saying, because I'll never say to anyone else that they're wrong in what they say. Everyone
has a right to have an opinion. and believe what they want. Is the only point is when someone tries to force feed it to someone else. That's the problem.
I get it all the time.
Let people naturally grow and believe what they want to believe and respect that. And
you know what they say?
That's what they should do.
The root of all evil is religion sometimes, because there's so many different religions. Okay, I'm going to stop the conversation then, though.
It's getting too much. It's getting too in depth with it.
It's another show for another day. We'll do it privately.
Okay.
And I find like we talk about the religions, the numbers go up even more because we're talking about religion. So, okay, the conversation of religion is going to stop,
Let's end it on. It's been a great show. It's been fun. It's been a long time since we've done a show.
That's been a while. It definitely has been a while.
And I think, again, the comments have been great as well. It's been fun to see people.
Yeah, oh gosh. I mean, Anthony, Lawrence, May, Joanne, Pamela. Oh, I don't want to miss anyone. Lawrence is always there. Sarah, Nigel. We have another Sarah. Oh, we have my girl Chantal. We have Suzanne as well. So,
fun.
Nancy's got a new gadget called RoboCop. Okay.
RoboCop.
I got a new gadget, RoboCop. And I'm thinking now, is it the update K2? Is it the update K2? If somebody comes near it, it kind of goes off. So when are you back out, Nando? I know you're saying it tonight, but just remind everyone when you're back out.
So the team are back out next weekend. So they're going back to Fort Woodley, and then I have a vodcast on the 13th of June with Jessica Potter. She is a psychic medium, detective medium as well. So she does things with the police. So I'm interested. I'm really interested to see how she got into helping the police and how her abilities work doing these cases. So that'd be quite fun. And then, to be honest, on the personal side of things, we're doing a lot of rehearsals. Rocco, he's in the end of year school production this year. He got one of the main roles. They're doing Annie, and he got the role of Oliver Warbuck. So we're doing a lot of rehearsal in scripts, singing, dancing, all sorts of getting him ready for his play. So
Rocco has always been made for the stage. Yeah, he's a singer.
It's where he belongs. So it'll be good. But that's us. That's me. And yeah.
I have my other daughter beside me. Say hi. Hi. You see?
Hey, which daughter is this?
Jessica.
Hey, Jess.
She won't come on camera. But you can hear her. Hello. Nando.
Hello.
She's hungry. Oh, Jesus Lord. So next week, what do I have next week? I have a with May Hernan and Neil Story. We have the Secret Ireland tours about our tour for 2025 in June 2025 or July 2025. So we'll have that on next Saturday night. And then we have a little investigation on Saturday night, and then that's it. And then the rest of it is just kind of week by week. But we have things planned. Break a leg, Rocco.
Yeah, he's doing well. I'm excited. I think I'm more excited to see him do it because he's never wanted to do anything like this before. So for him to do it, it's going to be great. It's going to be good.
He's always in his niche. When I see him doing karaoke or he's doing a rap, he's very confident and he's very, that's his niche. He loves it. So take the lead of the show. Take the lead of the show. We went on
holiday last year and he just kept getting pulled up on the stage dancing and everything. So it'll be fun. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Like I said, a lot of my time is me making the most with the kids and because they're growing up so bloody quickly. Yeah. It's unbelievable. So no, it's been great. It's been great having a chat, seeing all your followers in the chat as well, having a nice chat with them, and
The
It's been good
amazing,
fun.
fabulous people, the fabulous people. Great crack with them. Anthony, thank you very much. Great show, guys. Thank you so much. Looking forward to your show next week. I think you have a show, no, not tomorrow night, today, Saturday, next week. You have Pamela, that's very cool. Rocco is the kind of, he's the center star guy. I've seen him singing, I've seen him performing, and you singing with Rocco as well. So that will be very cool.
That's a bit painful when I'm on the mic, you know, but
It is.
you know what? It's all about making memories.
It's a little sore, Nando, but you know, I pulled through it.
I think I've got a clip of you singing, trying to sing with an English accent. We can always, if anyone, before we go, if anyone wants me to send that to them, can you put some like red hearts in the chat? And if I get 10 red hearts, I'll send you all a clip of Jenny singing with an English accent.
No, I can't. I see. No.
You forgot about that, didn't you? You forgot about what you sent me just before.
Just whatever. No. Oh my
But
God.
no, it's been a good.
I'm looking on my. Oh sugars! I can't see it. I can't see any red hearts because I'm not on the right page. But
I'll go and check afterwards.
nobody wants to hear me singing my. Pamela.
We got some.
Oh, for feck's sake, no.
Well, I think I got a video from a long time ago, still on my phone, of someone having a bit too much drink and then trying to climb up on their table and nearly falling off their table.
Well, I didn't. Well, at least I didn't fall off it, but you know.
It was so close, though. It was that close.
Well, the table was very rocky. There's Lawrence, Nando. I look forward to the chat in the future. We have Joanne sending love and light. Ciao for now. Thank you so much for being here, Joanne. We have Pamela with her red hearts, and I know that's for me and not for the video that's been shown. Oh, not for the video, the singing.
The musical clip.
But I did a bit, Jenny, fair play tonight. Thank you so much, Lawrence. Thank you. Oh, it's been busy.
It's been a good chat. It's been good fun, and it's been great again with the audience as well.
It's
been lovely.
Always. It wouldn't be without the guys watching, our friends watching. It wouldn't be the same. But I will say, and I know it's an Irish goodbye, but I will say, you know, I did a pretty good job of that singing.
If you feel that was good singing, then yeah, I'll let you have it.
What? Supercalifragilistic. Even though the sound of it is something.
You know what you should do? You know what you should do, Jenny? You should do a podcast karaoke night. Get some people in each of them. You got to get them to do their favourite karaoke song, and then the audience gets to choose who their favourite was.
Well, you know what? You don't have to say it to me twice. It's already been written down, and it's going to be sorted. You do not have to tell me.
And you have to have Neil on as well. Neil has to do one as well.
Give him a microphone. He's never on it. I'll do it next week when he's here. He's back.
Shadow in the Whispers. Shadow in the Whispers. Night. Shadow in the. I can't get it out. Shadow Whispers in the Night karaoke night. Karaoke night. That's what you should do.
I will arrange it for, say, I know Friday night I think we're out on location. Saturday night I have a show. So if he's here on Thursday and I'll pick him up from the airport, we could possibly do, or we could do it the following week. A karaoke
night. You need to do a karaoke night.
Will you be down for it?
Hey, yeah, I'll give it a crack.
Well, listen, grab your microphones. We are going to do, it could be Friday week. So it could be the 21st of June. We're going to do Shadow Whispers in the Night karaoke night. Anybody who wants to join in, we will send you the link. You will jump in and we will sing. But you all sing independently. You all sing independently. So if anybody's interested in it, mail me and I will set it up. Nando, you and Sarah are in, yes?
Yeah, Sarah do it. Sarah do a quick crack.
Anthony, Lawrence, Joanne, Pamela, are you in?
Now you're not going to get any reply from anyone. Everyone's disappeared now.
Oh, no. Lawrence, do you want to come in and do the karaoke with us? I think it's on the 21st. Where's my phone? Let me check the date. What? Let me see. It could be the 21st, which is a Friday. So would you be up for singing, Lawrence, on the 21st of June on Shadow Whispers in the Night karaoke night?
Yeah. Good. It's all good.
I have a lot of songs lined up. But between now and then, I will keep you all updated. Nando, where can people find you?
Facebook, YouTube, Pause for the Paranormal. We're on TikTok. But our main place is Facebook. You know, you can see our events that are going on, investigations and things like that. And yeah, if you want to come and say hello on any of our podcasts, please feel free to. You know, I think the podcast is not just about the guests, it's about the audience as well. And when they're in there joining in, it just makes it even better. So
it's fun.
You know, it's been great fun tonight. Thank you.
It has been fun. It's always been fun. And like you said, not sure, I'll let you know. Lawrence, get your arse in now and sing a wee Irish song for us, Lawrence. Yes, my love.
No, good.
My daughter's calling me now. So I am going to say, everyone who's watched, Nando, first and foremost, for you being here tonight. I know we talk most of the time and during the week, but always thank you for being here and taking the time out on a Saturday night.
It's been a while, hasn't it? You know, so
we always
let's do it. Let's have a bit of fun.
Absolutely.
It's been good fun. So yeah, thank you for reaching out. It's been good fun.
Listen, thank you for being on here. It was very good. It was brilliant. I loved it. Anyone who watched, liked, shared, Pamela, Joanne, Lawrence. Who else have we got? Lawrence needs whiskey. Lawrence, listen. You can have your whiskey, definitely have your whiskey, but you have to come on live. I will say, anyone who wants to come on this show on the 21st, Shadow Whispers in the Night, by Jenny and Nando, karaoke night, because he came up with it. I'll give you all a link, and then you all come in, and you must put your camera on. No off cameras, put your cameras on. Anthony, get your ass in and sing a few songs with us. We have, and I don't want to miss anyone out. Like I said, Pamela, we have Sarah, we have Chantel, we have May. Get your behinds in. If I miss anyone, I'm very sorry, but I'm going up through this whole list here. But anyway, we are going to say good night. Let me just get this done here. There's a fly flying by me and I'm going to kick his arse. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being amazing. Nando, thank you so much for being on. I'm going to bring us in the background, say good night and stay there for a second, Nando. I'm going to bring us in the background and we will be back very soon. Slán.